Hello, everybody. My name is Alise Evans. I'm with Land Title. Today with me, I have Anthony Meisner. He is my counterpartner, my team lead, and our data specialist. We're going to break down the Greeley market for you. So I'll turn it over to Anthony.
Thanks for having me today. Yep, there's some really interesting things happening right now. And unfortunately, we get to be the bearers of bad news today, but it's definitely that time in the market where we've been feeling a lot of the pressure, right? We've been feeling some of that price compression. Lots more inventory leads to this, right? Especially when buyer behavior doesn't change. Right now, I mean, average sales price is still up a little bit from this time last year or even last month, but it's 2.8%, right? It's very stable, kind of is, I guess, the key there. The median has been fairly stable all year too, but it is 1.1% less than it was this time last year. So all that added competition is really starting to show up in the average sales price. Now, the condo townhouse market, the attached market, this is where it's really tough, right? You're feeling the fact that it's less affordable than it used to be. And that is directly related to how many buyers are buying. And that's really pushing prices down. The median's down 15.8%, down again this month. The average sales price on those is only about 5.6% down. So somewhere in there would be where we would kind of gather what's happening in that market, right? $300,000 is our median, about the same as the average. But when you look at it by price per square foot, we're down to $200 a square foot. It's been bouncing around about there all year. This is definitely less than we've seen before. So Greeley's attached market is definitely suffering the most. Now, the single family home market has been trending down a little bit as well. There's a lot of competition out there for sellers. Buyers are totally taking advantage of that. And it's not necessarily a bad thing that it's softening a little bit, right? Because the affordability has just not been there as much as it needed to be. And so this is, the market riding itself through a superior amount of supply, and that's tough for sellers. But buyers really should get out there and be active right now, because you may not see this for too long, right? If interest rates start to trickle down at all, this inventory could evaporate fairly quickly. If you look, talking about inventory, right? So look at this. We have active supply. We saw people pull stuff off the market in July. We normally don't see that behavior until later in the fall market. So there's only 32% more inventory active than there was this time last year. If you look at the new listings, it's still above where it was a year ago. So seller appetite is still there, right? There's a lot of people still on the market. The people that are expiring, real estate isn't quite worth what it was last year. And they're feeling that. And if they're not willing to settle for less than maybe what they perceive it is worth, they're just pulling it off the market. Maybe they're putting a renter in it. Maybe they're doing a lot of stuff, or maybe they're just going to live in it for a little bit longer. So that's affecting the supply. When you look at the buyers in the marketplace, we still have less buyers than sellers, but in Greeley, because of the price point, it's so much closer than most markets, right? Most of the front range is not 3 months of inventory, even though that's 40% more than last year. This is still basically a balanced market in so many ways. If you look into a lot of the other markets, right? We report on everything from Fort Collins all the way down to Pueblo. And this is a very unique environment. And it's largely due to the affordability in Greeley. So less inventory, right? It's better for sellers, but buyers should really get out there and take advantage of this. So we really want to be able to spread that word. 40% more month supply of inventory, though, it's daunting. So that's kind of what they're feeling. The other thing is it's only taking 33 days to go under contract. There are some markets on the front range that have swung by 2 or 3 weeks more than there were a year ago. Greeley's really only sitting about a week more or a week and a half more to go under contract than it was before. And 1 month to go under contract is really not bad. And that's really keeping some of that price integrity. That 99.1% listed sale price, even though it's bounced around quite a bit this year, it still looks fairly good, right? There's a lot of markets where they're in 98, 97%. So Greeley's doing remarkably well. Elise, thanks for having me today. Hopefully this is helpful.
Thank you so much, Anthony, for doing this for us today. And if there's anything that we can do for you guys, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to help you. Have a great rest of the month. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Awesome.